Davey, and I'm awesome. And welcome to the Comment Corner, where you guys make comments on my videos, and I respond every week. And in between responding to your comments, you know what you call a potato wearing glasses? A spectator. So kicking it off with last week's Comment Corner, the My Two Dads Corner. Love that show. Josh Martinez kicked it off with, "First!" And Robert Kindler had something to say about that. "You stole my gimmick!" "This, good sir, means war!" Joshua Martinez replied to this, "Nothing is over! Nothing! You don't just turn it off! It wasn't my war! You asked me, I didn't ask you! And I did what I had to do to win! But somebody wouldn't let us win! And I came back to this world, and I see those maggots at the airport protesting me, spitting, calling me review taker, all kinds of vile crap! Who are they to protest me? Huh? Who are they? Unless they've been me and they've been there! And know what the heck they're yelling about! Back there I could fly a gunship. I could drive a tank. I was in charge of $1 million equipment. Back here I can't even hold a job buying cars! I can't just... Oh my god. Where is everybody? Oh god. I had a friend. It was Ken Lindsay, author of the Gavin English series and the River Runes, available at kenlindsaybooks.com. Back there I had all these guys who were my friends. Because back here there's nothing. Remember Ken Lindsay? He wore this black headband. And I took one of those magic markers that I said I found. He mailed it to Las Vegas because we were always talking about Vegas. And this freaking car, this red 58 Chevy convertible, he was talking about this car. And he said we were going to cruise till the tires fell off. We were in this bar in Saigon and this kid comes up. This kid carrying a shoe shine box. And he says, shine please, shine. I said no. He keeps asking, yeah. And Kenny said yeah. And I went to get a couple beers. And the box was wired. And he opened the box and flipping blew his body all over the place. And he was laying there and he was freaking screaming. There's pieces of him all over me like this. And I'm trying to pull him off, you know. And my friend that's all over me, I got blood and everything. And I'm trying to hold him together. I put him together. His insides keep coming out. And nobody would help. Nobody helped. And he's saying, hey, I want to go home. I want to go home. He keeps calling my name. I want to go home, bestie. I want to drive my Chevy. I said, with what? Because I can't find your freaking legs. I can't find your legs. I can't get it out of my head. I've dreamed this 7 years. Every day, I have this. And sometimes I wake up and I don't know where I am. I don't talk to anybody. Sometimes a day, a week. I can't get it out of my mind. To this, Robert Kindler replied, "You helped cause this private war. To survive a war, gotta become war." Then Joshua Martinez commented, to 69? 69? You're such a friggin' child. Robert Kindler replied to this, "Only 69 Josh will ever see." Pretty much. Then Robert Kindler commented, "I got a podcast to do next week on Beverly Hills 90210, and I'm about 7 episodes behind. You go watch My Two Dads. I'll be watching The Walsh Family. I'll stick to My Two Dads." Then Robert Kindler commented, "What do you like of the rumor that Stone Cold Steve Austin may have a WrestleMania match with Kevin Owens?" I don't know. He hasn't wrestled in a very long time. If he has one more match in him, good for him. Then Robert Kindler commented, "What do you think about the rumor that Vince McMahon is going to wrestle Pat McAfee at WrestleMania?" I am not excited about that at all. Vince McMahon is so old, and let's face it, was never that good of a wrestler. That's why most of his matches were just hardcore matches. That, I don't know, it'd be kind of pathetic. And as far as Pat McAfee goes, not taking anything away from him, he's pretty good. But let's face it, he was in there with guys like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, so I think that whereas he was good, they still helped a lot, because he was very, very green. Did Lightning McQueen get car insurance or health insurance? Then on my Davy's Awesome Stories, I Don't Know Jewelry, where I talked about a very bad episode where I tried to buy jewelry, Josh Martinez commented, "5th! Hooah!" No. Then Josh Martinez commented, "White gold is Texas tea, Davy Gravy. That's black gold." Then Josh Martinez commented, "Your eyes are terrible, yo. White gold looks like silver with a hint of gold in it." I told you in the video, I'm not getting into these arguments anymore. Say what you want. It looks like silver with a bigger price tag. Then Josh Martinez commented, I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. And it'll happen to you.
We don't care if you get it.
Then Josh Martinez commented, this is why all the birthday and Christmas gifts you gave should have had receipts with them. Like I would ever have given a real Martinez a birthday gift with a receipt. Why? So you could return it? Then Robert Kindler commented, I did order a mother's ring for my wife a few years ago. I had to look up all my kids' birthstones. Don't ask me today what they are. Or for that matter, why we have them. Yeah, I'm not good with the birthstones either. I know mine's an ugly shade of blue, but I don't know what it's called. Then Robert Kindler commented, I know according to Bob Dylan, everybody wants to get stoned. He's wrong. Then Josh / J Spud / Periwinkle Tyson Sam Raimi DeBarge commented, my good sir, are you colorblind by any chance? It happened to my cousin once. I squirted him in the eyes with what I thought was water from a squirt gun, but was residual outwash from his mother's feminine hygiene product. I should have been more vigilant, as the nozzle smelt not unlike stale trout. Since that day he hasn't been able to see in color, and for myself, I developed a strange affection for my aunt, and can't for the life of me figure out why I sneeze in blushing embarrassment whenever she calls me her little pocket goblin. What happened to you're not going to comment anymore? Got home and found my kids on eBay. If they're still there tomorrow, I'll lower the price. Then on my Davies Awesome Wrestling, where I reviewed WWE's Elimination Chamber 2022, Robert Kindler started it with, a buddy? A buddy? Is that all I am to you? I'm not even worthy for you to say my name? I bet if it was Ken Lindsay, he would get his name used, and a book plug. P.S. Call me. Yes, in that video, the buddy I talked about who asked me about Elimination Chamber was Rob Kindler. Then Robert Kindler commented, giving us what they want to give us is nothing new. I remember back in 2007, all they would give us was Edge over Batista every month. For like 4 straight months. Then Edge got hurt, again. So they stuffed Batista versus Great Khali on us for like 3 more months. They did not want either to lose, so they tossed in a third man to get beat. Fair enough, this is nothing new. WWE gets in these situations where they're like, oh, here's who's over, so let's not try to get anybody else over. Basically making WCW's mistake. Except, difference between 2007 and now is in 2007, we didn't have a whole lot of other alternatives. Like, yes, YouTube was around so we could watch some indie stuff on there, but now, with YouTube and streaming services and everything, there's so much available right now. Not to mention they got competition with AEW. Then Josh Martinez commented, Ken Lindsay. Dude, he is making a lot of appearances in this comment corner. Then Josh Martinez commented, Goldberg matches are always short and boring. Like your wife told me about your bedroom. Oh, you frickin' 12-year-old. Everybody knows my wife will not talk to you. Then Rihanna Moore commented, I personally only liked the Women's Elimination Chamber and Lita vs. Becky. It was predictable, not gonna lie, but still a very fun match to watch in my opinion. Would like to see Brock get a challenge, but it isn't gonna happen. Trying to get into WWE. The Women's Elimination Chamber was the best match on the card. The only problem was it was predictable and, like I said, just didn't really feel like they built it up properly. But ultimately it was entertaining. As far as you trying to get into WWE, I don't recommend it right now. You should check out AEW. Much, much better. The guy who proofread Adolf Hitler's speeches must have been a real grammar Nazi. Then, on my Davies Awesome Movies, where I reviewed A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, Robert Kindler commented, okay, this movie was not as bad as you make it out to be. Yes, it is. Yes, it was rushed. Very rushed. Came out less than a year from the first one. We could tell. Bob Shea wanted to hit while the iron was hot. Wouldn't have killed him to wait a little bit longer. I can respect that they tried something different. You know, you always throw that out there, that, oh, at least they tried something different. Trying something different is sometimes good, not always. Like I talked about a couple months ago when I reviewed Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 4 and 5. They were different, they were original, but they were stupid. Like Freddy's Revenge. Just because it's different doesn't make it good. I like that they knew it did not work, so they went to the old recipe. I would have liked it better if they just never messed with the recipe in the first place. It is interesting that this movie is years later, but no one catches on that. Well, yeah, if you want to do the math chronologically, this one was 5 years later, and Dream Warriors was supposed to be 6 years after the original, so this Dream Warriors was a year after this one. and the first one was dated 5 years before it was actually made. Yes, Freddy had different powers. I don't know, maybe he went to them dream demons and got tougher than before. If that's how you want to rationalize it. In part 3, Nancy does say he's never been this strong. To say this is the worst one is totally unfair to number 6 and 5. It is clearly better than both. Are you out of your freaking mind? 5 and 6 were way better than this one. First of all, number 5 wasn't bad at all. Number 5 was really good. 6, I liked it, but I can understand why some people didn't. I wasn't a big fan of number 4, but that was way better than number 2. The only one I can almost understand, the only one I'm willing to really have an argument about is worse than number 2. And keep in mind, Rob, I said that's the only one I'm willing to have an argument about. We're not going to have an argument about 5 and 6 being worse than 2. The only one I would accept as a little argument being worse than number 2 is A New Nightmare. But even then, I would have to tell you, you're still wrong. Number 2 was the worst. To your comments, Joshua Martinez replied, "Rob, you ignorant slut." Now, I know you can't see it in there, because apparently YouTube censored it, but Josh was very adamant that I make sure to mention this, that he texted me, "By the way, make sure that Rob knows I replied, Rob, you ignorant slut." Josh even went and commented on the wrong video to respond to you by saying, "Seriously, Rob, how could you say the second one was better than 5 and 6? Seriously? Tom Arnold and Roseanne had a cameo. Seriously?" Word. Then Robert Kindler commented, "I will go out on a limb and say that's the best Freddy makeup. I love how detailed it is." Okay, but Rob, that's the same argument of people saying like, "Oh, all these other movies are so fantastic because of great CGI." Looking good doesn't replace a bad story, which number 2 was. I am so disappointed in you that you would defend Freddy's Revenge. Breaks my heart, Rob. It broke my heart! And then finally, Joshua Martinez commented, "Kim Myers is hot in this." Just couldn't do it, Josh, could you? Just couldn't get through it without being a pervert. I accidentally sprayed deodorant in my mouth. Now every time I talk, I got this weird accent. So before I close out this week's Comic Corner, I do have an announcement to make. Davey is Awesome will be going on just a little bit of a hiatus. My family and I are getting ready to move, which we are about to do in the next week. We're in the same city, but we're just moving to another place, and with how stressful and time-consuming that all is, it's getting really difficult to get these videos done and uploaded in time. So I'm going to be taking a few weeks off to get us moved, get us settled, and then I will start this back up from the next studio apartment. I do have a couple of videos filmed that I'm going to get edited and uploaded this week, but there is not going to be a Davey's Awesome Stories or a Davey's Awesome Wrestling. I have a movie review coming up, and I will have a food video coming up, and then my brother and I did film a special movie review for St. Patrick's Day, which I will get edited and uploaded around St. Patrick's Day, like right before or right after. But I don't have time right now to film and write new content with everything going on. So when I do, I will resume, and I will come back with another Comic Corner, and any of the comments made on this video or the videos that I release while I'm on hiatus will be answered in that Comic Corner. So thank you guys for your support. Please keep commenting, please keep watching, please keep telling your friends, and we'll pick this up in a few weeks. Till then, that's the Comic Corner this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications for when I post new videos in a couple of weeks, and leave a comment of your own to be answered in the next Comic Corner in a few weeks. Love you guys.